What is up, guys? In today's video I want to talk about how to create your daily schedule, because this is something that if I didn't have, I would never have achieved anything ever. All the way from building an entire e-commerce brand, turning over 30,000 euros in at-home fitness equipment, making my first 10,000 euros profit with copywriting, scaling an agency to multiple six figures a year in revenue. All of those things, I would never have been able to achieve it if I didn't have a daily schedule. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Belman Valk, and for the past 6 years, I've been on a entrepreneurial journey doing all kinds of things like I just talked about. Like I started an ecom brand, did copywriting, freelancing for like around a year and a half, and then I did co-founded an agency past 2 years, and now I'm actually separating from the agency and moving into content, which is what you're seeing right now. I'm not sure if you saw my video on like why dumb people achieve their goals 10 times faster than others, but in that video I talked about how important belief is and then how action flows from your beliefs. If you haven't watched that video, it's quite long, but it's very powerful, so I definitely suggest watching that. I can link it below or above, whatever. Then the next step is action, right? But you want to have organized action. And like PTT, which stands for Plan Tomorrow Today, it's only one part of my system. Now I just call it like my 10K habit system, which I also like share everything about in my community. You can see that in the link description as well. That is one very important part of the system. Like literally, if you don't have this, what the hell are you doing? I know most people, most college students or whatever, they just wake up and do whatever. Bruh, you think any like successful person, anyone that you look up to, think about like, for example, big YouTubers like Hamza or whatever, or like Sam Ovens, like I don't know if you know him, but Charlie Morgan, all those guys. Do you really think they just woke up, did whatever, and became millionaires? Hell no. No. Bro, like no, you need to like have very deliberate actions every single day. And that is what I'm going to show you in this video. So basically, first, of course, you need to know where you're going. You need to know what your strategy is so that you know how to define your tasks. So that's what I have reflect and recalibrate for, which is in a whole separate video. But let me just start with the daily plan. One thing that I do is I have a Telegram channel that is called Tasks. And basically I funnel all my tasks into this one Telegram channel. Now this could be WhatsApp for you, this could be whatever. Now I clean this up every single day, so every single day, maybe I should have like actually done it before, but every single day, I'll show you archive. I funnel all my tasks in here so you can see like there's a bunch of random stuff in here. And then at the end of my day, what I do is I write down, I stack them up, right? And these are different types of tasks, right? This is like, I mean, maybe I shouldn't like explain every single thing, but I basically just stack up the tasks and then I organize them, right? So I'll add them in specific categories. And there's three things, right? One is bigger projects for later. And then I'm not going to schedule them in for the week. I'm just going to keep them in mind for my weekly planning, which is what I'm doing today, basically, because it's Sunday. And one thing is small tasks, which is what I will add to my paper cuts, right? I call it paper cuts, or like here, tasks pipeline. I will add all the small tasks there. Boom, you have everything in here. If something is, time sensitive, I will add a deadline. If it's not, then I will just keep it there, because it's not like an urgent thing. It's something that, is important, it should be done, but it's not necessarily time sensitive, or it's not necessarily a big project that requires multiple days to finish. So it's small tasks. I also have follow-ups or delegation checks. So basically, this is stuff that I don't need to do, but I need to follow up on or double check. So this is an example. I actually ordered a mic, guys, so the sound is going to be a lot better soon. So then I will go here. Actually, I have like delegation tracker here, tracker. And then I will just add that here. Boom. And I just forget about it because these are 2 tasks that I check on a daily basis. Let's go to my daily planning of today. There's some things that are on my schedule every single day. And one thing is read AOS, which is Alchemy of Self, which is, another different topic, but basically it's just reading your goals before starting work. Then there is the Barticle Setter and Coaching Checklist. This is a work thing, but it's on my daily checklist, on my daily task list, because it's a daily managerial task. And then I have managed tasks and projects plus delegation check. So I force myself to check that chat with all the things that I need to follow up on every single day. So I've kind of organized things so that I don't need to think about it. I literally just follow my plan and nothing gets forgotten, or at least very little. Nothing gets forgotten. And this system has been working so well for me for such a long time. I haven't even changed it for a very long time, which doesn't happen. I often change my system, but this one I've kept for a very long time. Same thing for like handle urgent work or personal paper cuts, right? This is what I meant with like personal tasks. And the way I came up with this concept is actually not mine, it's from Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos, he did an interview, I don't remember which one, but he talked about how he had an entire department at Amazon that was called paper cuts. And their sole purpose was to solve small daily problems. He had an entire department for it, right? Obviously, I don't have an entire department to solve my small problems. I need to do it myself. But I do have it as a daily task so that I check the task pipeline or paper cuts every single day, and I look at like, what do I really need to get done today, right? I don't always do everything. Like you can see, there's like a ton of stuff still in here, right? Not everything gets done, but I do check it every single day. So yeah, that's a couple things that are on my daily schedule every single day so that, it's impossible for me to forget small things. Maybe they're not done immediately, but they are done, right? Eventually. Then what I do is, of course, on my weekly plan, I set out my projects and I have weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly tasks, right? These are always scheduled in. I would highly recommend you have these as well. So you have projects, which right now this week I had 2. So that's like webinar launch and free training funnel. You have projects, and then you have task management. So we'll have weekly tasks, and this is all like deadline related, right? The difference between projects and weekly tasks is that a project takes multiple days to finish. A project is not a task that I can just like check off. A project is, there's many different tasks within the project. So I can show you right here, for example, there's a bunch of tasks in here, right? Because if you work on a project, very often what you'll notice is that 10 different tasks will pop up. So you cannot finish it like in a day. It's not like this, right? A task is different. A task is something that you can finish in a day, or at least like it's reliable. You know exactly what will happen. So that's why it's different. That's why I have a different category for that, right? So here you can see a bunch of different tasks that are repeated every single week. So I just have it, everything in here with the deadline as well. And then every week I just copy the card and I change the deadlines. And then I archive this one, and then do the same thing for monthly. I'm a little bit behind with some monthly tasks, but this way it's impossible for me to forget stuff, Every single week it's all scheduled. Quarterly is mostly like tax stuff, and yearly as well, right? Which is like pay my yearly tax bill. Yeah, that's basically it, man. It's so simple, but bro, this system has been working so well for me that I thought I would share it. And this software specifically, this is Trello. I do have the premium version, but bro, for me, it's worth it. I think it's like $12 or something. Like here, this is the board. You can also like close the tabs and stuff. I actually should have closed this tab because it's personal, so I'll have to blur it. But here you have, for example, calendar. And this is what I use as well for like my daily plan. So every day I will just look at like what is on the plan for today. So then I'll see like, okay, training funnel, need to continue working on that. And then I have other tasks like this one, disciples accountability call, which is my community. Then set a personal schedule, and etc. etc. And like, oh, what didn't I do this week, right? So there's a couple things that I didn't do at the time. I should have done them. So these will just like, move forward, right? I'll also put them on the plan. But yeah, that's kind of how the system works, man. Like, and you also have timeline, but this is mostly valuable for projects, right? Projects and events. I don't use this one as often. It's just like when I have a lot of projects, then I do like to use this, but most of the time I just use calendar and I use board. Yeah, and then I just go to calendar. I like literally just copy all the tasks that are in the calendar over to my daily schedule. And one thing that I also do is if there are time sensitive paper cuts, I will copy them separately into my schedule, even if they're super small tasks, because sometimes I will skip my paper cuts or managerial tasks if I really don't have the time, max for a day or two, and then I really have to get back to it because, it's important. But if they're time sensitive, I will check them and put them separately in here, so it's impossible for me to skip, to miss them, right? And yeah, man, then when you put everything in here, don't organize it yet, don't organize it, then I will organize, right? Okay, what is the thing that is actually going to move the needle for me, right? So for me, that is film and edit a YouTube video for personal brand, which is what I'm doing literally right now. After that is reflect and recalibrate, which is where I reflect on the past week and I recalibrate my strategy and plan my next week, right? So set up my personal schedule. After that, I will track finances, have the disciples call, and blah, blah, blah. These are like also important tasks, but they're like less, they don't move the needle as much as they do, as these ones do, right? And yeah, man, that's basically it. I don't want to make it more complicated than it is. This is the system that I've used to, make 10K profit with copywriting. This is the system that I've used to scale an agency to multiple six figures a year. Of course, not alone, but as co-founder. If there's any questions, drop them in the comments. And of course, if this video was valuable, leave a like, subscribe, do all those cool things, because this pushes the video to more people, grows the channel. Pretty straightforward. And I'll put another video on the screen as well, which I believe personally would be very, very valuable for you. And it's going to be the why dumb people achieve their goals 10 times faster. All right, make sure to watch that one. It's extremely valuable. And catch you in the next one.